Alrighty, welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game, plus some bonuses, and we're back into Final Fantasy XII. Oh my god, we have so much to talk about today. I got all these things in my head. They're about to burst out of the seams. And actually, this is really great too, because we're kind of just grinding enemies in the sewers right now, trying to get strong enough to do this hunt, so this will be perfect. So we have the Game Awards to talk about. The Game Awards happened last night. Oh god, my controller. The Game Awards happened last night. I got my notes. We're going to talk about everything. It's going to be great. Before we get to that, I have two things I need to tell everyone. The first thing is, if you are interested in seeing Crisis Core, I put a post on YouTube, but if you missed it, we're going to be playing Crisis Core Reunion for the first time a week from today after Fantathon. So we'll do Fantathon in the morning, and then Crisis Core for the first time. That gives you guys 3 days to play the game without me, get ahead of me. You know, it's not really too many spoilers unless you've never played the original, but I'm going to give you guys 3 days to get a head start, and then we're playing it Friday afternoon, and we're doing a full Let's Play of it, so you guys on YouTube will see a full Let's Play of it. But if you want to see it live, it will be a week from today. If you're watching this right now, it'll be the Friday after you see this episode. And the other thing I wanted to say was, I want to show you this. I don't think I showed this book. I don't think I showed the book during Fantathon yet, have I? I don't think I did. This is Legacy of the Crystal. I finally got my copy. This is the book that Daryl made from Final Fantasy Union, and I'm in it. So I'm in the Final Fantasy VII section. It is basically a unofficial guide to the entire Final Fantasy series. You have pretty much all the games and just big info about them, and there's a ton of people within the community that put together things for this. I think in the Final Fantasy X section, if I can find it, there's Daryl. Final Fantasy X, our boy Dan. Our boy Dan did the Final Fantasy X section. And here's me in the Final Fantasy VII section. So, I just want to say thanks to Daryl for letting me be a part of this. I can't even begin to describe how much this book means to me. I've never been I've never been invited to do something like this before, with the community. And, I don't know, it just means so much to me. It helps to affirm my work and what I do, and it just gives me this feeling that, my work matters, and people care about my work and what I have to say about Final Fantasy as a whole and Final Fantasy VII. So it just meant so much to me, and I just wanted to share that. So that was it was a Kickstarter project. I'm sure if you Google it, you can learn more. I don't know if you can buy a copy or if it was just the Kickstarter project or what, but I've been waiting for that book for over a year. Ever since I wrote my section for it. And I grew up wanting to be an author. I used to write stories all the time, and I kind of had to give up that dream for other things. And so being able to be a part of that book, I don't know, it's just really, really special to me. So I just wanted to thank everyone that was a part of that book, thank Daryl, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So that's that. Now, the Game Awards. Let's talk about it. I'm so excited to get into this. Before I get into, I have all the winners. I'm hot. Oh my god, I'm so pumped up this morning. I'm melting. Before I get into all the winners and also my notes, I wanted to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the actual winner of the Game of the Year. So, leading up to the Game Awards, that we had this whole, inside competition. Wait, these guys are weak against fire? No, water, I was right. We had this whole competition within the community because a couple of people, specifically Solid, thought that Horizon was going to win. And I said, without a doubt, Horizon isn't winning. It's either going to be Elden Ring or God of War. But I was pretty heavily leaning towards God of War. I thought God of War would win. But I knew that Horizon wasn't going to win. So we've had this, like, back and forth. Okay. What? Hello? Those don't usually do that much damage. So yeah. Fast forward to Game of the Year. God of War won nearly everything. And Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Forbidden West, more like Horizon Zero Awards, won absolutely nothing. But somehow miraculously, Elden Ring won Game of the Year. So, kind of wild, but I was pretty much right. Horizon Forbidden West won nothing. I knew it wouldn't, because it came out right when Elden Ring came out, and it lost all of its steam because of it. And God of War is more in everyone's head because it just came out. It's just the way the Game Awards go. It's a popularity contest. Now, did God of War not deserve to win all those things? Certainly not. Did Elden Ring not deserve to win Game of the Year? Certainly not. I can totally see why it won. But just saying, I was right. I'm the best. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, now let's talk about the whole show. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. So, rip Sonic Front. Dude, if Sonic Frontier won anything, I would have turned off the... I would have just turned it off. I would have just turned off the whole show. Don't worry, we'll get back to we're gonna start from the beginning of the show. We're gonna work our way through. I just wanted to get it out there that I was right. So, alright, so, let me get my notes. Should we go over, let's go over the boring stuff first, and then we'll get into the juicy stuff. So let's just get into the winners, okay? So, first of all, best esports event. I'm not even going to tell it. League of Legends World Championship won. Best esports coach, Bazooka won. Best esports team, Loud won. That one I knew Loud was going to win. I don't think there's many like esports guys here, but if you're an esports guy, you know that Loud is like super hot right now. They're like the fan favorites. It's not even close. They go to tournaments that they're not expected to win, and they still get the loudest cheers. Like they're the sweethearts of the esports right now, of several esports, because they have a league team, they have a Valorant team, which the Valorant team is the one that actually technically won best esports team. I don't know do they have a CS:GO team? I haven't watched CS:GO in a minute. I'm not sure. But anyways, best esports athlete, Yay won, totally deserves. Best esports game, Valorant won, kind of weird, but I guess Valorant was pretty hot this year. Yeah, Simple could have won also, but like, I don't think you could say Yay didn't deserve it. He was like the hottest. Also, Valorant won the best esports game. So it makes sense that the Valorant player wins the best esports player, you know? Because, like, Valorant was the hottest esport this year. So it makes sense that he won. Okay. Now on to actual regular games. Innovation and accessibility. Of course, God of War won, because it won everything. We were watching we were all watching the show separately, but we were in the Discord talking to each other during the show. And every time God of War won, I came up with a different joke for, like, God of Sweep Ragnarok. I started with, like, God of Sweep Ragnarok, and it ended up being, like, Sweep of God, The Rock. I just kept coming up with different, every time it won something, I had to come up with like 9 different names, because it won so many times. I did hear that God of War Ragnarok had some pretty cool accessibility features, but I thought that Last of Us had like way better. Like I had heard that Last of Us had some crazy accessibility stuff. Like you could be pretty much, you could have any kind of issue with any kind of sense, and you could play Last of Us. Like I heard it was really well done, but you know, God of War, so God of War wins. The nominees were As Dusk Falls, God of War, Return to Monkey Island, Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. So whatever, God of War wins because it's God of War. Then we had Best Adaptation, which they described as like something that takes games and adapts it to media. I thought this was really interesting, just from like, from a general standpoint of video games. Because when you think about best adaptation, you think of it as the opposite, right? Like you would have a big movie, and then the best adaptation would be whoever adapted the movie to a video game the best, right? And I thought that's what they meant at first. And then they said it was the reverse. And I was like, isn't that really interesting how video games are so big that, like, it's now the reverse, where people are taking video games and making movies out of them instead of the other way around? And that, like, that's what the award's about? Like, that's honestly really cool. I mean, we've been having video game movies for a long time, but it just kind of crossed my mind at that moment, like, how cool is it that we have an award for this now? Whereas a couple years ago, it would have been silly. You would think it would be the reverse, you know? So anyways, I'm getting destroyed by this frog. Can I just... Okay. These frogs, man. I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run. So the best adaptations were Arcane, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. Arcane won. I saw some people saying that Sonic should have won. I think you're out of your mind. Like, Sonic was great, but Arcane literally, like, took over the planet for several months. And, like, the amount of people that don't play League or even play video games that watched Arcane is pretty nuts. So, no, it didn't just win because of League of Legends. It literally took over the world for months. It was the most watched Netflix show for a while. Like, that's nuts. Sonic was just a good movie. Like, it wasn't even a, like, it didn't even take over the movie scene or, like, hit any crazy box office numbers. Like, it was just a good movie. Arcane literally took over Netflix. It was, like, crazy. Definitely deserved to win. Content Creator of the Year, Ludwig won. Congrats, my man. Most anticipated game. Final Fantasy XVI, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, or Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom got, like, a huge pop from the crowd. And it won. But I was kind of like Final Fantasy XVI, I thought that Final Fantasy XVI had a chance, because Final Fantasy XVI was getting the biggest crowd reactions the whole night. Every time Jeff said anything about Final Fantasy XVI, everyone was like, woo! Like, going crazy in the crowd. Which I did not expect. Like, I thought, like, I know that Final Fantasy XVI is pretty, like, people are pretty interested in it. But I think I kind of underestimated how much people are hyped for 16. Like, people are going nuts. And they also, and we'll talk about this later, but they ended the show with Final Fantasy 16. Right before Game of the Year was the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. So, like, they must have known that they had a big thing, you know? So, I just thought that was really interesting. Like, I didn't really expect 16 to be so revered during the show. But yeah, Legend of Zelda 1, it makes sense. Starfield maybe would stand a chance if it, like, would ever come out, but it's never going to come out, so people don't care anymore. Like, it's been too long. People are starting to get cold on it. They're tired of seeing nothing. Resident Evil 4 definitely had a chance, but it's still kind of new in everyone's mind. Like, it kind of just got announced. And Hogwarts Legacy, people are really excited for Hogwarts Legacy, but I don't think it's going to beat Zelda. So, it makes sense. It makes sense that Zelda won. This freaking... This freaking frog, dude. I can't kill him. I guess technically he's a lizard. I was gonna say there's no way she survives. Give me a second, I gotta book it. Alright, next. Best multiplayer game. Now this one was weird. I think it's fine, but it definitely was weird to me. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got a huge pop from the crowd. And Multiverses won another award earlier in the night, which for some reason we didn't get to yet. I think this list is out of order. So I was expecting either Multiverses or, like, a crazy from-behind win from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Call of Duty. But Splatoon 3 won, which was a bit strange to me. Like, not completely out of left field, but I was kind of like, that's weird. Like, I don't really hear much about Splatoon 3. I don't really hear much about Nintendo Online in general. That one just seemed kind of weird. It did have that live concert. So I guess there's that. But, I mean, the category is best multiplayer. Like, not best multiplayer game, but best multiplayer specifically, like the multiplayer mode, is what I gather from that. So I don't know. Kind of strange. But, I mean, it's whatever. Alright, then we have Best Sports Racing. F1 22, FIFA 23, NBA 2K 23, Gran Turismo 7, and Ali Ali World. Ali Ali World, unfortunately, didn't stand a chance. Too sad that F1 didn't win, because F1 is, like, the hottest thing right now. Everyone's into F1. F1 is, like, exploding. But it didn't win. Gran Turismo won, which, like, okay, it's Gran Turismo, so I guess I get it. But that would have been really neat if F1 took it, because it's really hot right now. Would have been kind of neat, but. Oh my god, they just do so much damage. There's just somebody there! I'll have to, like, go get some better armor or something. Like, this is kind of a disaster. I can't even win. I mean, I got the protection armor. What better am I gonna get? Do I have license points? Not really. I might need to go somewhere else to grind before coming here, because these guys are like 10 levels above me. But I don't really want to go anywhere yet, because I want to keep talking Game Awards, and I want to be able to not have to focus. So we'll keep trying. Best sim / strategy. Dune Spice Wars, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Total War Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, or Victoria 3. I feel like this one, maybe anyone could have won, honestly. Would have been cool to see 2 Point win. But, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope won, which I heard is pretty good, but I haven't heard anything like crazy about it, so, but whatever. We'll talk more about the show in a minute. Because there's some crazy stuff in the show. But we're just going to go through the winners first. Then we got Best Family. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Mario and Rabbids, Nintendo Switch Sports, or Splatoon 3. And frickin' Kirby brought it home. I believe Kirby's first ever Game of the Year award. Mostly because there's been like no Kirby games since the award started in 2013, I think it was. But brought it home for the pink boy. Pretty dope. I'm kind of surprised Mario Rabbids or Splatoon 3 didn't win because they won other awards. So that was cool. And the Kirby, the I think it was the director of the game, talked after getting the award, and it was very nice. Okay, Best Fighting Game. DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, The King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, and Sifu. I thought for sure Sifu was going to win. To be honest. I was seeing Shifu. But Multiverses won, which is like, I don't know. Multiverses is okay, but it's literally just a copy of 3 other games that existed before it. Like, I just don't think it should be winning Games of the Year, you know? Like, I don't think it should be winning awards. It's a good game. I'm not gonna make fun of anyone for playing it. I played it. It's pretty good. But, like, does it deserve an award when it's literally just a copy of another game? Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of silly to me. Seems a bit silly to me.
Got a surprise for you.
Well, like a lot of it's a popularity contest, so. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention.
I must endure.
I forgot to mention, I've been having computer problems all week this week. That's basically what I did all week, was mess around with my... Oh my god. Why couldn't I get this during the boss?
How about some of this?
How about some of this? Pretty much all this week, I've just been... I reinstalled Windows on my computer and, like, completely wiped my drive and just been dealing with computer things all week long. And OBS is still acting really strange. So, if there are any problems at all with the stream, please let me know. If you have any audio issues, if there's any lag. I'm watching the PS2 screen and also looking at my notes. So I can't really tell. So, please let me know if there's any issues, because I don't, I don't want the Let's Play to suffer. So far, it seems okay, but yeah, please let me know if anything looks weird at all. And let me know if the audio is good, because I had to redo the audio because I reinstalled Windows, so I thought the game looked a bit loud, but I think it might be alright, actually. I'm looking at it now, and it looks like it's normal volume. It might be a bit louder, but... Okay, so anyways, yeah, Multiverses 1, it's kind of weird. Yeah, no, I think it's just the intro. The intro in this game is so loud for some reason. I don't know why. license points do you have? I need to get 50. So I can get the double MP on Ash. Yeah, so we touched on it a little bit at the end of last week. But it was the end of the stream, so I was like, let's just save it for next week. But yeah, so getting the quickenings on the characters doubles their MP, which is just like wild. I don't understand what they were thinking with that. Quickenings are already really strong, and a lot of people have been telling me they do end up kind of falling off near the end of the game, which is fine. But they're obviously OP for the start of the game. You can one-shot bosses if you get lucky, which is just silly. But then on top of that, you get all this MP. Like, look at Fran's MP. Like, there's license things for giving you, like, a little bit of MP. There's equipment that gives you, like, 10 MP, and that's supposed to be a lot. But then this one license that's only 50 license points gives you 112 MP. And it even looks like you're cheating, because it's 224 out of 112. Like, it's really bizarre. The whole quickening system is just so bizarre to me. I don't like it. Okay, best role-playing game. Elden Ring, Live a Live. What the heck happened to this? My notes. Pokemon, Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So, here's the thing. Elden Ring won, which, like, fair. Arceus doesn't deserve to win. Triangle Strategy doesn't deserve to win. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 deserves to win, but I can see Elden Ring beating it. I've heard Live Alive is, like, amazing, but I understand why Elden Ring won. But is Elden Ring really a role-playing game? Like, technically, yes. But look at the other 4 games, and then tell me that Elden Ring should be in there. Like, it's an action game. Like, it's an action game first. I don't think anyone on the planet is calling Elden Ring an RPG. Not a single Elden Ring fan calls it an RPG. Like, first. Like, if you ask, is it technically an RPG, we'll say yes. But they're not calling it an RPG first. I don't think that's its main priority, is to be an RPG. I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I could see the argument, but again, it doesn't fit at all with the other 4 games on the list. The other 4 games on the list are, like, very RPG. Although, even Arceus is a bit weird. It's like an open world RPG that's more... I don't know, it's weird. I mean, they need to just get rid of best role-playing altogether, honestly. It's not a good category. It should be like... I don't know. Like, what do we even call it? Because, yeah, RPGs don't really exist in their main form anymore. Like, they do, but if you were to make a category of basically, like, straight RPGs, it would just be JRPGs, or it would be turn-based RPGs. Like, as soon as you start including action RPGs, then it's basically every game on the planet. So, I don't know. Maybe they need, like... I mean, it would be weird, but I guess, like, best traditional RPG, maybe, is what you call the category. And then, like, Live Alive, Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade, stuff like that goes on there. And then you have, like, best action RPG, and you just include any action game that's also an RPG. Like, doesn't have to literally be an action RPG like the remake, but stuff like Elden Ring and Arceus, and I mean, let's be fair, Arceus is a turn-based still, so maybe we include Arceus in traditional, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a strange I think the role-playing category needs to be looked at, because it's gonna get to the point where we have frickin' FIFA winning best RPG because there's like an RPG mode, or like we look at the FIFA cards and we're like, well, technically that's a turn-based strategy game. Let's just call it an RPG. like I don't know. It's too. We need to like split the category, but okay, whatever. If Elden Ring's in there, it deserves to win. Then we have Best Action Adventure. Spoilers: God of War wins. Plague Tale. So this is okay. This is a really weird category. Best Action Adventure. It's basically the Game of the Year, Part 1. Because it's Plague Tale, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic. So the only game on there that isn't Game of the Year is Elden Ring. It's Tunic instead of Elden Ring. That's it. Maybe that's why... Dude, I just thought of this. Maybe that's why they put Elden Ring in the best role-playing. Because if they put Elden Ring in the best action-adventure, it would have literally just been the Game of the Year list. That's so weird. Every game in the Game of the Year list was an action-adventure game. I mean, you could even argue Elden Ring was. That's weird. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, it was basically Game of the Year version 1. So this basically tells us that God of War was the second choice. Because the only game that wasn't in this list was Elden Ring, and Elden Ring won Game of the Year. So the runner-up was God of War, I guess. So that's pretty interesting. Would have been cool if Tunic or Stray won that, but they didn't stand a chance. Okay, then we have Best Action, which, like, okay, the last category was Best Action Adventure. What's the difference between... I mean, action is more like action without the adventure, so, like, fighting games, I guess. Oh god, this fight is... Yikes. Whoa, there's a... Oh, that's the hunt! Oh my god, and he's fast. Oh my god, and he's really fast. Oh no, look how fast he is. Why is he so fast? And he will not give up, oh my god. Wait a second. Hold on just a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought that was the one that you'd had to have the girls, but... It's the other one. I might have to just go back to the save point. Yo, Green! Thank you so much for the 19 months. In Limit Break, thank you for the gifted sub to Blue Phoenix. Get away from me. Don't touch me, I'm sterile. Okay, so anyways, Best Action. We got Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got a huge pop, Sifu got a pretty big pop, and Neon White got a huge pop, because, like, Neon White's a pretty niche indie game that a lot of people like. But Bayonetta 3 won, which, like, okay, I get it. Bayonetta 3, right? I understand. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, think of the gift of Zandaru. Then we have Best AR VR. I literally didn't know a single one of these games. I am so out of the loop with AR VR. After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, and Red Matter 2. And Moss Book 2 won. I'll let chat tell you if that was a good victor or not. I literally don't even know what it is. Are we surprised that Amogus didn't win? Because it's Amogus, or does Amogus VR suck? It has a mouse. Okay. We're surprised it didn't win, but we're relieved it didn't win. Okay. I'll take that. I will take that. Okay, Best Mobile Game. Does anybody care? Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, Tower of Fantasy. Okay, I'm gonna call nonsense on this one. I'm gonna call like full stop nonsense on this one. Marvel Snap 1. Marvel Snap just came out, and there was an ad for Marvel Snap during the show. I'm not saying rigged, but like rigged. Genshin Impact is still huge and won another award, a bigger award, during the Game Awards. How did it not win Best Mobile? And how does Marvel Snap win? I'm calling rigged. I'm calling they paid for the award or rigged. I don't know. You know some people that rave about Snap? I've heard nothing about it other than the 5,000 ads I get on YouTube for it every day. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but I'll take your word for it. I still think it's weird it won, but hey, whatever. Best community support. This isn't obvious. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, or No Man's Sky. Very obviously, Final Fantasy XIV wins. Definitely deserved. They also shouted out the Final Fantasy XIV Discord, which I find funny. They're like, good job, Discord, we did it. The whole thing was sponsored by Discord, so I think that's why they did it. I think that's why they shouted out the Discord. They're like, yo, we did it, Discord. Oh my god, this dude silences me. At the beginning of this fight every time. Can you just kill the Malbro, please? So wait, I can still use my charges?
I must endure.
But it's gonna drain my MP. But I can still use my charges even though I didn't have them. I thought if you didn't have a charge, you couldn't even participate. Wait, the Malboro casts the silence? That's interesting. It looks cool the first time, but after watching it a million times, and the fact that it's like removed from the actual battlefield, I always thought was kind of lame. This is bad. This is my last Phoenix down. Oh. Oh wait, I forgot. I have Ronald's staff. I'm so slow. Come on, wake up. We don't have enough MP for this. If I had more MP, I could maybe win this. But Ronald isn't enough on its own. What do you mean immune? Oh, that. Never mind. That's Vaughn's attack. Just get me out. Yeah, no, I could switch. I could switch Vaughn's weapon, but we're gonna lose anyways. Okay, best debut indie. Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, or Vampire Survivors. It would have been really cool to see Vampire Survivors win. But of course Stray won. And I'm pretty happy Stray won because it wouldn't have won anything else otherwise. It wasn't going to win Game of the Year. So I'm glad it got to win something. Because it deserves it. But it would have been really cool to see like Vampire Survivors win. That would have been kind of cool. Neon White is a first-person, like, it's like a roguelike, but it's first-person. It's like a fast-paced first-person game, and it's got, like, some card system. It's really unique. It's very stylized and very unique. It's a pretty cool game. It reminds me of, like, it's almost like Slay the Spire mixed with, like a first-person, you know, there's like first-person, like, it's almost like a precision platformer mixed with a first-person game. There's that game called, like, Speedrunners from Hell or something. And there's, like, there's a couple different ones on Steam. Mirror's Edge, kinda. But it's got that, like, precision aspect, but it's first-person. And then that mixed with, like, Slay the Spire. It's pretty interesting. It's very stylized, too. It's got this, like, Persona, almost like Persona style going on. It's cool. You should look it up. It's got a niche following, which is why it got a lot of, like, reactions from the crowd. I don't think it ended up winning anything, though. Then we have Best Indie. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White again, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic, and Stray won that as well. So actually it did win 2 awards. I think that's the only 2 it won. It's kind of weird that the same game can win debut indie and also indie. I feel like they should separate those categories. Because Tunic, Neon White, and Stray were on both lists. And I feel like if you're going to have 2 lists, it should be separate, but whatever. It just makes Stray look even better. Like, it was a debut indie and it still won Best Indie, so it makes Stray look really good, and it deserves it. It's a good game. I also think that Call to the Lamb or Tunic or Sifu could have won. Best ongoing game, Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Final Fantasy XIV won, big shocker. Okay, this is a new category, Games for Impact. I think it's new. I don't think we had this category last year. Games for Impact, which is basically like games whose sole purpose is to make an impact with their story. Walking simulator category or something. Which is pretty cool because these 6 games were not on any other list. And I'm a big fan of having like some categories where the games are only in that category. So I like this category actually. I like shedding some light on games that otherwise wouldn't get a category. The games were A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endling Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, and I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. As Dusk Falls won, and the lady that went up and talked about it was really nice and had a nice speech. And that was cool. Then we have Best Performance. And this one was pretty interesting. I kind of had a hunch as to who would win, but I was kind of on the edge of my seat. Like, maybe it'll be someone else, so it was kind of a cool award. That was Games for Impact, the last one. We had Ashley Birch, which is Aloy from Forbidden West. Charlotte McBurney, who is the main female protagonist of A Plague Tale. I don't know her name. Christopher Judge, who's Kratos. Manon Gage, who's the main lady, the main girl in Immortality, which I haven't seen a lot about Immortality, but it was up for a lot of nominations. And then Sonny Soljic, who's I just blanked on his name. What's boy? Atreus. I couldn't think of his name. I kept thinking boy. And Christopher Judge won Kratos. And then he went up and gave the longest speech in the history of speeches. It was a really good speech, but everyone was memeing about how long his speech was. Even Jeff was making fun of it the whole rest of the night. Because he said he was giving away like a bunch of Steam Decks to people. So he kept making the joke that like, oh man, I'm gonna have to give away more Steam Decks now because your speech was so long. It was pretty funny. Best audio design: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden West. And God of Sweep Ragnarok won again. Pretty sad about that. Horizon Forbidden West should have won. Or even Elden Ring, but, you know, whatever. The thing with music is it's so hard to say what game has the best music. Music is such a subjective thing. You really just have to look at like how much work was put into the soundtrack and like how unique the soundtrack is, how many tracks there are, how much work was put into it, not just necessarily how good it sounds, because like music is such a subjective thing. But I just thought Horizon Forbidden West, like, I could see a whole orchestra touring the planet playing music just from the game. Whereas God of War Ragnarok, like, I haven't heard the whole soundtrack yet, but it's got its own theme, and all the music kind of fits within that theme, and it doesn't stray from that too much. Elden Ring has, like, the most bombastic, epic George R.R. Martin soundtrack ever, so, like, that would have been... I feel like that would have been acceptable to win as well. But whatever. God of Sweep, Ragnarok, strikes again. Then we have Best Score in Music, which I'm not... See, like, audio design is more like... I guess score and music is more of what I was talking about. Audio design is more like everything combined, which, okay, I guess I could see God of War winning that then. But God of War also won Best Score in Music. Between A Plague Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade Chronicles. Which, like, Bear McCreary did the score for God of War Ragnarok, so it's like, okay, I can see why Bear's a legend, but yeah, still, I think Elden Ring could totally win. I think Horizon could totally win, but it wasn't even up for that for some reason. Instead, we have Metal Hellsinger, which Metal Hellsinger is an awesome game, but the soundtrack is a bunch of bands doing songs, and I feel like that's kind of cheating. Like, at least in terms of a game award, like, that's like saying Best Score in Music and, like, Guitar Hero wins. It's like, okay, technically, yeah, they're all good songs, but it's because it's, like, bands playing the songs. And I mean, Hellsinger was a bit different because the bands actually wrote the music for the game. It's not like Guitar Hero where they literally just took music off of albums. Like, the Hellsinger crew got the bands to create music for the game, so it's a bit different. But still, like, that one was kind of an odd one out. I would rather see Horizon there, but doesn't matter because God of Sweep Ragnarok wins. Then we have Best Art Direction. Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. Are you starting to see a bit of a pattern? Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, and Stray are pretty much in every single category. Elden Ring won. I get why. God of War Ragnarok is God of War art style again. Horizon Forbidden West is Horizon Zero Dawn art style again, but just done really well. Elden Ring was its own beast entirely, so like, I'll give it to Elden Ring. I think between like the dragons and the world and like the atmosphere of Elden Ring and the characters, and then like what really caught me about Elden Ring was like that beginning cutscene, and then like the actual Elden Ring and how they like implemented it throughout the game and everything. Like I actually really did like the art direction in Elden Ring. Maybe my favorite thing about Elden Ring. So I'll give it to them. It's art direction. It's not like which game had the best graphics or which game had the best art. It's art direction. And Horizon Forbidden West is literally Zero Dawn again, but just done better and more epic and more towns that look more unique and, like, trust me, Horizon Forbidden West is my favorite game to look at, period. But the direction was just Zero Dawn again. God of War Ragnarok, the direction was God of War again. Elden Ring was like its own beast, and it went off on its own way, and it created its own world, and it wasn't just Dark Souls 4. So I think it deserves to win. I think Stray even could have won. Because that was probably the coolest thing about Stray, was the whole robot AI taking over, and like, the robot art was so cool, how the robot... They tried to implement like what a robot would think was art if we didn't tell it what art was. And it was like really, really interesting. So I think Stray could have won too. Well, yeah, but it's art direction, guys. I'm not saying that sequels can never win Game of the Year. I'm saying sequels can never win Best Art Direction. Unless it really goes somewhere crazy with it, you know? Like, what's a good example of a sequel that, like, completely changed its art direction? Look at my list of games. Nothing on my shelf, that's for sure. Surely there's some good examples. Jak 2? That's a long time ago. Gravity Rush 2? No. No, not really. Maybe Ni no Kuni 2 if it was actually, like, as good as the first one. I don't think... Just because it improves doesn't mean it should win Best Art Direction. Because that's the whole point of it. It's direction. It's got to be something new, something different. The direction has to be interesting. The direction of Horizon Forbidden West isn't interesting. The final product, yes, but the direction, no. I mean, if they're looking for a cop-out, they would have given it to God of War because it won everything. Popularity contest, God of War wins. Speaking of which, Best Narrative. A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, or Immortality, God of Sweep Ragnarok won again. This one, I get. Best Narrative, I get. Horizon Forbidden West has an incredible narrative, but it does have some flaws. Elden Ring, you have to go online to figure out the story. I've heard Plague Tale has a great story, but I can see God of War winning. That one I get. Now let's open up this can of worms. Time for chat to get triggered again. Best game direction. Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, or Stray. You guys seeing a pattern? Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, and Stray are on every list. Still. Elden Ring wins game direction. Thoughts? I think that they were like George R.R. Martin had ideas, so it wins. I don't know. Seems strange to me. Guys, come this way, please. This way, please. If I just sit here and spam Cure, we might be alright. Dang it. I hate to do this, but... Oh, wait. Fran has it? No, we planned it out, but it's game direction, so... It's just, I don't know. It's hard for me to accept that a game that basically no one understands the story wins game direction. That's just me, personally. I've always been a bit frustrated with the way Dark Souls tells its story. I think it's fine if you're into that kind of thing. And I certainly, when I'm playing the game, I enjoy the kind of I don't know what's going on element. But it's hard to say, like, it should win Best Game Direction at an award show when no one sitting in the seats of the show have any idea what the story is. You could ask anyone in that room, like, so who's the Elden Lord? They'd be like, Okay, so now he's immune. He's immune to magic now, so I have to just let Fran do her thing. I just need to heal. Except I'm on magic. Crap, crap, crap. Hurry up on, hurry up on, hurry up on. Oh, yeah. I did it! I finally killed a water elemental. Metal Gear Solid 4 best game direction of all time. Okay, yeah, that's relevant to the conversation we're having. Lucky 13, thank you for the 7 months. Who is Melania Blade of Malarkey? Having said that, I don't really know who wins game direction if Elden Ring doesn't. Probably God of War. As much as I want to give it to Horizon Forbidden West, I feel like... I don't know. I mean, what they did with Horizon Forbidden West to make it work after Zero Dawn was pretty incredible, so... Elden Ring best multiplayer.